Hi guys, Miss Delight. I'm here to teach another math video. So I have no costume today because I'm actually living at my ranch in Zion's right now. And so we don't have any costumes up here, but I will try and find some soon. So bear with me. So today we are doing 12.4. We are still talking about measurement of in this whole chapter 12, we talk about length and volume and weight, and today we're doing units of liquid volume. So these are things we drink. So we are doing the exact same thing we've been doing the other days, just with different numbers today. We're still only multiplying, and we're still using conversion charts. So something I forgot to teach you in my other videos that I want to teach you. So in 4th grade, we only go from big units to small units. That's why we multiply. But when you go to 5th and 6th grade, you're going to be doing small units to big units where you're going to need to divide. So a trick I always use with my 6th graders, and remember, you're only multiplying, but whenever you're going from a big unit, so let's say a big unit, like if we were doing feet to inches. Feet is bigger, inches is smaller. So if you're going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, feet to inches, you think big to small. And what I used to tell my kids is, big to small, we multiply. You're like pooping it out. You're just like, you're multiplying. Your poop is coming out. You multiply. So whenever you go from a big unit to a small unit, you multiply. So remember that for next year. It will come in handy. But, so we are always multiplying. So, so let's get started. So, our I can today is I can compare volume. If you want to stay at home, please feel free. So, today we are going to be talking about cups, fluid ounces, pints, quarts, half gallons, and gallons. All things that we use to drink. So I'm going to tell you this magical story about a Gingdom. This is our Gingdom, or also our gallon, okay? In this Gingdom, or gallon, there lived 4 queens. 4. So in my Gingdom, I have 1 queen, 2 queen, 3 queen, 4 queens, okay? So in my Gingdom, I have 4 queens. Each of these queens had a prince and a princess. So in each of my queens, I'm going to draw 2 P's, 1 prince and 1 princess. So 1 prince, 1 princess, 1 prince, 1 princess, 1 prince, 1 princess, 1 prince, 1 princess. So we have this Gingdom, a gallon, and we have 4 queens that live in our Gingdom, which are also quarts, and each queen had 1 prince and 1 princess, which stand for pints, but I'll get into that. So back to our story. We have these we have this Gingdom with queens. Each had 1 prince, 1 princess, and each prince and each princess had 2 cats. So there's a lot of cats in our Gingdom. So I'm going to give them 2 cats, them 2 cats. Each prince and each princess gets 2 cats. Chloe, you will love that. So now every prince and every princess has 2 C's for 2 cats. Okay? And each of these cats in our Gingdom drank 8 fluid ounces of milk a day. So on each of the cats, I'm going to write an 8 tiny, so we know that each cat drank 8 fluid ounces of milk a day. So if you can remember the story of the Gingdom, you will be doing very well, because this story actually helps us with conversions. Believe it or not. So when we look at our Gingdom, we say, oh, how many quarts are in a gallon? How many queens are in there? 4. 4 quarts, 4 queens. How many pints are in a gallon? That's princes and princesses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 pints in a gallon. How many cups in a gallon? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cats or 16 cups. So the story of the Gingdom actually is a tool to figure out units of volume. Or I could even go smaller. So if I look at one queen, how many pints are in a queen? Well, there's 1, 2. 2 peas, 2 pints in a quart. How many cups are in a quart? We look at our queen, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cats, 4 cups in a quart. So this tool helps us figure out how many things are in each of these things. So 4 queens in a Gingdom, so 4 quarts in our Gingdom. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 princes and princesses, or 8 pints in a gallon. We have 16 cats, or 16 cups in this gallon. Okay. All right, so this is going to be helpful for the rest of the lesson. So I'm going to put this right, I'm going to rip this off and stick it right over here. For the rest of the lesson, we're going to use this to answer all of our questions. There we go. Okay, lucky for you, you have this, you have a cheat sheet for you, and it's also in your math book. So either way, but the Gingdom is not. So if you want to use the Gingdom, here's the Gingdom. All right, let's get started on our UTP, okay? So our UTP today is Ruby needs to make 3 gallons. So I'm already going to circle 3, and I'm going to underline gallons. She needs to make 3 gallons of lemonade. Her powder makes 360 ounces, fluid ounces. Is that enough? Okay, so we circled our numbers and we have our 2 units. We're always going to want to underline our units. So we are trying to get 3, we want to get 3 gallons, G stands for gallons, to equal blank ounces. Okay, we need to figure out how we can do this conversion. So there's 2 ways we can do it. We don't have any measurements over here that have both gallons and ounces because ounces are so small and gallons are so big. So there's 2 ways we could do this. This is kind of a harder problem, so stay with me. We can go over to our Gingdom, right? Here is our Gingdom, gallons, Gingdom. And we can figure out how many ounces, fluid ounces, are in our Gingdom. So if you remember, every cat, there's a little 8 in it. Every cat had 8 fluid ounces. So we could do 8 times this number, which is going to be big. So this cat had 8, so there's 16 cats, and they each had 8 ounces, and that's how many ounces are in a gallon. So we could do 1, so let's count how many 8s we have, how many fluid ounces we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we'd have to do 16 times 8 to figure out how many fluid ounces, how many ounces are in just 1 gallon. So let's do that. Let's do 16 times 8. We have 16, and we're going to times it by 8. Okay, and we did that because there's 16 of the 8 fluid ounces in 1 gallon. So 1 gallon has 16 8 fluid ounces. So let's figure this out. So 6 times 8, it is 48. Put our 8 down there, carry the 4. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know that in 1 gallon, it equals 128 ounces, okay? So we need to figure out if we have 1 gallon equals 128, how much does 3 gallons weigh? So we just had to take our 3 and times it, because remember when we go from big to small, we multiply. 3 times our 128, and that's how many ounces we'll have to see if we have enough to make the 3 gallons of lemonade. So we do 128 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. And 3 times 1 is 3. So now we know that in 3 gallons, there's 384 ounces. So let's answer our question with a yes or a no. So her powder makes 360 ounces. Is that enough? Is 364 enough? Let's see, is 384? Is 360 less than 384? Yeah, it is. So we actually wouldn't have enough to make 3 gallons of lemonade. Probably like 2.5 or something. So our answer would be no. No, because we needed 384 and we only have 360. It's not enough. So if this problem confused you, don't worry, we're going to do a few more examples, so don't stress, okay? This one kind of was a little tricky. And all right, for those who are always asking, Miss Gillette, how many examples are we going to do? We're going to do 5. And I'll even pull this a little closer. Oh, sorry, guys. So you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, so example 1 says 2 pints equals blank cups. So first thing we do, we always look at pints and cups, okay? We want to know how many pints in, how many cups are in a pint. So what we do first, we know we're going to multiply on every one of these problems. We're only multiplying. But some of you ask me, Miss Gillette, I know to multiply, but I don't know what to multiply. So we got to look at pints and cups. So if you want, you could use our numbers up here. We could see, oh, this one has pints and cups, right? Pints and cups. So 1 pint equals 2 cups. 1 pint equals 2 cups. So all we do is multiply. We do our 2 times our 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 cups. Or you could look at our Gingdom. So if we had 2 pints, 2 princes, or 1 prince, 1 princess, how many cups are in those? So in our 2 pints, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cups. Or you could use the Gingdom. Okay? All right, let's go down here. 3 gallons equals blank quarts. So G stands for gallons, this stands for quarts. So first step, we got to find something that has gallons and quarts. So you could go over here and say, oh, I know 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Okay? So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Okay? And then we always multiply. So we take our 3 and we times it by our 4 quarts. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? You could do it that way. Or you could say, let's go, 3 kingdoms. In 3 kingdoms, how many queens would I have? Well, in 1 kingdom, I have 4 queens. So 4. And then another kingdom, I'd have another 4. So 8. And then in 1 more, I'd have another 4. So 4, 8, 12. 12 quarts. Either way is great. I just know that your 5th grade teacher uses the Gingdom. So I figured I'd teach you that now. All right, this one's a little different, right? So the next one we have 6 quarts equals how many cups? So there's nothing up here that shows how many quarts has quarts and cups directly. So on this one, I might think, let's use the Gingdom on this one, right? So if we want to know, first we got to figure out how many cups are in a quart. So we go to 1 quart, 1 queen. How many cups are in there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cats live in, 4 cats are in our queen, right? So we know that there are 4 quarts, and that equals 1 cup, okay? So remember, we always multiply because we always go from big to small. So 6 times 4 is 24. So we have 24 cups. You're never multiplying by the 1. You're always multiplying by the other number, if that helps anyone. I don't know if it does. Okay, example number 4. We have 4 gallons equals how many pints? Okay. So on here, we don't have anything that has gallons and pints on our words. So let's go down to our kingdom. In one kingdom, how many pints do we have? Okay. So in one kingdom, how many princes or princesses do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. Okay. So we know that in 1 gallon, we have 8 pints. Okay, so once again, super important, we times. Always multiply when you go from big to small. So 4 times our 8 equals, 4 times 8 is 32. All right, gonna do this down for our last one. There we go. Awesome. Okay, our last one. We have 5 cups equals how many fluid ounces? So this one, we have something that has cups and fluid ounces. So we might as well use our words, right? So 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. So 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. Okay, so once again, we're going from big to small, we multiply. So 5 times our 8 is 40. So 40 fluid ounces. So step 1, you need to find the conversion for your 2 units. So pints and cups, I go over here and I find pints and cups, or I go to my kingdom. And then step 2 is just multiply. Multiply by the number that isn't the 1. Okay? So this is the same thing you're going to be doing for all of the units. I hope that made sense. I miss you guys. I hope things are going well. I will try and get some costumes going for you. I'll find something around the house. So, all right. Bye, guys. Miss you.